Hello and welcome back to Sunless Skies. We were at Queen's Cross last time. Upper transport to settlers, that sounds good. Recruit the incognito princess. Perched atop a mountain of luggage is a radiant young woman. Hi. Perched atop a mountain of luggage is a radiant young woman. She's an officer dressed in what an actor would wear in a fantastical romance. A tiara rests on her brow. A steady stream of commoners come to pay homage, bowing and curtsying enthusiastically. Starlings circle in dense swarms above her. Refugees from Old London are a common sight, although not in such numbers. She ignores everything and hands you papers so pristine they can only be forged. Officer requires a sign-on fee. Offer her a berth on your locomotive. Make an interesting addition to your crew. This would get you a first officer, who will increase your mirrors by 6, your hearts by 2, and your affiliation bohème by 1. But I've only got 79 sovereigns. Let's explore. Narrow streets huddled in the shadow of Great Crag. Planners display the stony features of her renewed majesty. Wealthy West Enders strut by, exchanging polite greetings and veiled gossip, while sooty East End workers file the hour refining factories. Appealing posters promise fresh, wholesome lives in the reach to new arrivals, but most of the posters are years old. More newcomers arrive at Port Prosper than ever leave it. Write a port report? Very little happens on Port Prosper. Someone might take an interest. Sure. Factories continue to belch out smoke while over the bridge, hopeful crowds gather outside the Admiral Nelson. Lovers can be seen strolling arm in arm along the promenade at a respectable distance from their chaperones. There was a brief protest outside the Windward Company factory, swiftly quelled. Oh no. The scones at the Nelson were as good as ever, though the piquancy of the jam was less than to be desired. To earn rewards, hand your ports in to the Endurant Veteran or the Prudent Secretary. They are normally found at Victory Hall and the Common House docks near New Winchester. However, they can move as the war in the Reach progresses. And let's attend a parade. It's apparently the Feast of the Red Saint. Gaudy banners fly over the painted rooftop of Port Prosper. The smog of East End is hidden away by giant posters displaying dragons in varying degree of vivisection. The cramped streets are clogged with people. Wealthy East Enders promenade about the amusements, while impoverished East Enders work the stalls and huddle by the chestnut fires for warmth. Painted dragon pursued by knights is chased through the crowds to a chorus of "Ho, the riding!" Mingle with West Enders? The hats, the crinoline, the starch that gleams on the mustaches. You're sure you'll fit right in. Mingle with the East Enders. Lurking in the tents and manning the stalls and the side streets are scowling at the passerbys. They seem more your level. Right nice with everyone. Skyfarers are not limited by the rigid social structure of Port Prosper. Neither are they beloved for it. Let's mingle with these. Oi! A wide-eyed Eastender elbows a comrade somewhere under his jacket. What was all this, then? Cloud looks from under the shadows. You're subject to a number of looks that, if not quite flashy, are at least grubby. Not quite filthy, are at least grubby. Eventually, the huddle disperses. The first Eastender extends a thin hand, lined and warm. It's a good side you want to talk to us. Spend the afternoon watching vaudeville players satirize the Red Saint and his dragon in and out of the way tent, followed by a hearty supper of roast chestnuts and almost palpable ale down by the station. You are tolerated by the impoverished East Enders. The air is humid and moist. The Abnon Spring is being drained in preparation for the season. Attend a performance at the Gaudy Widow. Do I need money? More time must pass before this is available. Okay. Let's see. Bizarre pane of stained glass. They have sandwiched between panes of wooden boards wrapped in rags. When passing, a costermonger asks you where they got the glass. A sooty vagabond snaps, "Never you mind," and throws his coat over the baleful glass angels adorning the pane they had on display. I don't think I've got the money, though. Ask about the Albion Transit Relay? Yeah. Albion Transit Relay lies in a cul-de-sac close to Port Prosper Dock. There, locomotives can secure passage to the far-off territories of Albion where London lies. Inquire about passage to Albion. Garrulous captain is delighted to have an excuse to talk. "I'm happy to help, comrade. Happy to help." They point down the docks. "There you are. Keep going past the port. Can't miss it. Got good eyes. You might even be able to see it from here. Passage ain't free of mine, but you can travel first class if you have a ministry staff permit, or you can bring a couple of barrels of ours to travel second class." Interesting. Parsimonious chairman's officers. The office of the Windward Company on Port Prosper are elegantly appointed, if antiquated. Paintings of old London in the door of the walls. Parsimonious chairman worked for ruthless captains. He sits behind the imported mahogany desk, a decanter of brandy at his left hand, and a series of neatly stacked reports to his right. Fire has been lit in the cavernous hearth. It's a little too warm. Listen to the parsimonious chairman's offer. He pours the brandy in 2 glasses. Produce a ruler to measure the amounts. Jeez. "To business," he smiles, revealing an extensive damage to his teeth. "I was a pugilist back in London, a young man's game." Stands at the window, watching the starlight bathe the sloping streets of Prosper. This place exists because of constant work. From the politicians who planned it, to the pioneers who built it, to the soldiers who even today defend it from the Tacties. You need to have more such work. Bring me nameplates from Tacti engines. We'll keep lists. You'll be rewarded. No. So he sighs as though used to disappointment. Allows you to finish your brandy before ringing a little bell. Secretary escorts you out. "My door," chairman says you'll leave, "is always open." Decline his offer. Door is always open. Offer transportation to settlers. Would-be pioneers clamor at the station, eager to make their fortune amongst the stars. Sure. One way to Lustrum, thank you kindly. By Jove, I think it's finally time to see the real frontier. She smiles benignly as one of your crew carries their steamer trunk on board. And if you be so inclined, could we do some hunting along the way? The cloister bees have been attacking again. I'll pay you for the trouble for killing them, of course, but only if you do so quickly, only if you harvest a stinger for me. Interesting. And we can finally deliver the fastidious inspector. Disembarks with a bag in hand and peers up the clock tower being raised above the station. It's tangled with scaffolding and rings with the sound of hammers and cries of workmen. The inspector will depart. Be sure you've held any conversation with her you wish to. You'll receive fuel and supplies in addition to a sum of money. Ensure you have 6 spaces in your hold before accepting. Okay, I don't have that much room in my hold, it looks like. Nope. There we go. inventory. Okay, let's just... Thank you, Captain. Here's the balance of our agreement, and as promised, a requisition order for fuel and supplies. She caps another glance at the incomplete talk tower. Given the apparent state of construction, I recommend you visit the worksite. Maybe an opportunity there. Thank you for the pleasant conversation, Captain. Sky can be a lonely place. You enlivened it. I include a small additional sum in your remuneration as a token of my gratitude. Nice! Gain 3 supplies, 3 fuel, 60 experience. I plan to call it the Albert Clock in memory of the departed Prince Consort. Is this Prince Albert in the can? But there's no way to go yet. The roof isn't finished, and the clock neither ticks nor bongs. You see the fastidious inspector up among the workings with a spanner and a can of oil, showing the workmen how it's done. Ask the horse foreman what they need. Bronzewood, the foreman wheezes bluntly. 1 consignment. They sell it at the Trader's Wood and Palmer and Plenty's, I hear. And a gourd of cloister nectar. A bunch of work-shy ingrates need a constant shouting at. My voice has given up the ghost. Some nectar should have me bellowing again like a champion. Garland's your best bet there. Or Titania, or the Flower Town. We'll pay, like. If you can purchase the necessary good and return in Port Prosper, you'll make a tidy profit. Be warned, the materials aren't cheap, and they'll occupy space in your hold. Okay, I guess take our leave. And we're not attending the performance. But we've got enough money. Offer a berth on your locomotive. I am a humble first officer looking for... What's the word when commoners do things for coins? She asked. Work, that's it. She beams at you, delighted and as innocent as a Gatling gun. She steps aboard. A commoner calmly takes a spoon from his pocket and scoops out his eyes. After such radiance, all else is tawdry, he says between screams. What, you mean... like, literally? Okay. Seems she's already forgotten about her signing on money. Oh, you recruited the incognito princess. So you didn't take the money? I mean... Yeah, I still have 229 coins. Okay. Wonders, horrors. Port exports barrels of unseasoned hours. I guess we can head south? Oh, we got too much. Okay. Listen shriek through the tangled undergrowth. What haunts this far-flung path? Let's send our baddie friend. Oop, we got more experience. Yeah, return. What is it about? Mad Mercy's Flame. Something to crave. And something unknown. Bed of eels wiggles through the sky. Ugh. Captain, there's good eating on Pardoneer, but we don't have a butchery. Clock chimes twice, quickly. Close to the disembark line is devious. Okay, so I think these people want to go south. Building a weathered bricks bequeathed to the size. Yeah, we can investigate, I suppose. Oh, we don't have the saying. Alright. Ray witnesses. You don't like me. Rupture. Oh no. I groan like a dying well. Your locomotive's hull buckles. Your hull has fallen to zero. Your captain is dead. Hull cracks. The sky pours in. The cold takes you. Okay. Well, I guess we'll see what happens next time. Have a good one.